So you're thinking about moving to Kansas City, either Kansas or Missouri, and you're a veteran and you want to know what your VA benefits include. Well, in this video, we are going to talk about all things veteran benefits for both Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. And we're going to dig into it right now. Hey, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Kansas City and moving to Kansas City, then hit subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications so you can be the first to know of what's going on here in the local Kansas City market. My name is Zach Morton. My business partner Max Jones, the team and I have been helping people move into Kansas City for over 20 years. We get calls, texts, emails, messages from carrier pigeons every day from people just like you, and we absolutely love it. So pick up the phone, you can give us a call, you can give us a text, shoot us an email, set up a Zoom call. All that information's in the description below. So we can kind of chat with you about what your goals are and help ensure you have a smooth move when you land in Kansas City. All right, so as I mentioned, we're talking about VA benefits. So just to start with, if you're a veteran, thank you for your service. I wake up every day and so thankful that I was blessed to be born in the greatest country in the world. And it's all because of people like you that have helped protect it and make it what it is today. So thank you for your service. My father was a veteran. He served in the Vietnam War. We have 2 employees on our real estate team that are also veterans and served. So it's really got a place in my heart for all my veterans out there. So I want to make sure you guys know about all these benefits and can take advantage of them. And then also know that even if you're not moving to Kansas City, Kansas or Kansas City, Missouri, maybe this will spur you to check out the benefits in your area, and you can kind of dig in and see if you might be missing on anything that might be available for you. So anyway, thanks again for your service. If you want to, in the comments below, kind of chime in and let me know where you served and what you've done. It's kind of cool to get a discussion going, just so I can, personally thank you guys. So anyway, let's dig in. First, I want to talk about taxes. On income taxes, both Missouri and Kansas do have state income tax. However, if you are a veteran, you are not going to get taxed on your retirement if you are in Kansas or in Missouri. So that's something really nice. They're not going to take any extra money from you. You get to keep what's yours and you deserve it. If you happen to be coming to the Missouri side and you're active duty, your active duty pay is not going to be taxed by Missouri state income tax. And this is all according to military.com, so you can always hop on there and get more information and more links to more details, and reach out to a local representative that can kind of help you and also walk you through these processes to really dig in and see what you can take advantage of. All right, next we have the Homestead Act. So the Homestead Act on the Kansas side is available, and what that's going to allow you to do, if you have up to a 50% disability that you incurred during service, then you're going to be able to deduct a portion of your property tax. So that can add up, I think, up to $700 a year, so that can add up over time. On the Missouri side, if you're up to 100% disabled, then you're going to get tax credits for rent and or real estate taxes. So that's something to keep in mind there on the Missouri side. Okay, on the Kansas side, if you find yourself coming into Kansas, there is an employment opportunity to where they're going to pick a veteran first for certain government jobs. So it's going to put you ahead of civilians. So in a tighter job market, that can be a huge benefit, especially if you already have some experience or you're coming into Kansas City for a government job or have some experience with that. All right, regarding education, you do have some benefits regarding education. So if you are returning from active duty, or really anything, there's different variations, so you really need to dive into that. It's hard to generally talk about that, but there is opportunities to where you can get a certain amount of money per credit hour towards classes that you want to take, or get reimbursement on some education. But it just really depends on where you're coming from and age and all that kind of good stuff. But definitely look into that. There are some benefits around education depending on who you are, where you're coming from, and what your status is. All right, the commercial driver's exam. If you happen to drive commercial vehicles or big vehicles while in the military, then you are going to be able to possibly are exempt from taking that CDL test if you've got, I believe it's over 60 hours or some other requirements. But that's just one less thing you might have to do to fall into a job if you've got that skill or that's something that you're looking to do. So another perk to be in VA. All right, and then there's some Missouri and Kansas VA recreational benefits. One of the big ones, so in Kansas and Missouri, there is a lot of farmland once you get out of the city, so hunting is an activity that a lot of residents will do. I'd probably say, based on what I hear a lot of, is deer. That's kind of the main one. There's a lot of deer hunters out here. Then you've got turkey in the spring and the fall. We've got a lot of turkey. And then after that, you know, squirrels and rabbits. There is some quail and some pheasant, but they're getting a little more sparse, so it's harder to find. So I'd say for the most part, you're looking at deer, dove, and turkeys are what most people are hunting. So if you are a veteran, you get a free hunting license, or you can apply for one and apply for a free fishing license. So you can enjoy those activities absolutely free, as well as hit all these state parks. And I also believe, like I said earlier, my father is a veteran, and he also gets, I believe, a pass to the national park, so that's something to look into as well. But all the state parks, if you're in Kansas, will be free to you, and if you decide to go on the Missouri side and get that certificate, then you're going to be able to enjoy all the Missouri state parks as well, absolutely free of charge, and get your hunting license and fishing license taken care of as well. So that's kind of a nice little perk. Kansas will allow you to get some personalized driver's license plates, not the plate itself, but the depending on, they have several different options, kind of depending on, you know, if you're a Marine or Navy or whatever, they've got all those options. You may not want to advertise that, but it's a nice little perk. I mean, you did put in some time and help out this country, so I say throw it on there and drive around and advertise it. We are right here in the heartland, so I would say a lot of people really appreciate the service. And, you know, just walking down the street, if you're wearing a veteran's hat, or if anybody can obviously tell that that you are a veteran, that you're going to have people reach out to you and say, hey, you know, thanks for your service, appreciate it. Where did you serve? All that kind of good stuff. Kansas, you know, it's just kind of that really friendly kind of small town feel. So don't be surprised if people start coming up to you. If you're coming from the West Coast or even the East Coast, you know, New York or something, don't be surprised if people start coming up to you and asking you questions. It might be a little bit of a shock, but you'll settle in real quick and get used to it, I promise. All right, and just lastly, to kind of finish up some of the benefits that you will receive or could receive, is there are several veteran homes in Kansas, and there are several veteran homes in Missouri, and you're going to have access to that. Recently, actually, my uncle was in the veteran home on the Missouri side out in Warrensburg. I made several trips out there, and I don't know if you know anything about them, but they do a really good job. You know, I've had grandparents and stuff in other homes that weren't, I mean, by far, I would say, the veterans, they take care of you on that end. So nice stuff that's close to the city. Also, we do get a lot of active duty coming through Fort Leavenworth, which is, if you're looking at a map of Kansas City, it's going to be just to the north and a little bit to the west. It's going to put you on the Kansas side, just a little over the state line to the Kansas side is Fort Leavenworth. So we'll have a lot of active duty up there, people coming in town for 4 years to either do some education or get stationed here. So we will have a video. You can check out our video on Leavenworth. We did a vlog on it. We show you some real estate, so you can see kind of what you could expect to pay for, and at different price points, you can kind of see what fits your budget. And we'll have that around the Leavenworth area, and that's really conveniently located to access all the main parts of the city, quick to the airport. So yeah, check that out if you want to know more information about Leavenworth and or Fort Leavenworth. So that really kind of sums up some of the big veteran benefits that we have both in Kansas and Missouri. Now, I do know I've mentioned several times that my father was in the military, and if you have a retired military ID or an active duty, most of the places here are going to give you some sort of a discount just by flashing that. I know my dad's kind of handy, so he'll frequent Lowe's and Home Depot and with his little building projects, and he'll get 10-15% discount up there. And then just a lot of the shops in here, like I said, it's the heartland. Everybody's real nice and real respectful and real thankful for our men and women in service. So you'll find that a lot of the businesses and shops here, while they may not advertise it on the door, will give discounts to retired military and active duty. So if you're a veteran, I highly recommend anytime you walk into a restaurant or kind of a small mom and pop place, just ask it. People love to hear it. You know, don't feel ashamed. You put in the time, you put your life on the line for this country and the businesses and the people that are here. So I enjoy every time I hear somebody mention it or I hear it pop up. I'm just like, yeah, you know, good for you. What can I do for you? Let me be able to do, you know, whatever. So I think people here in the Midwest and Kansas City and Missouri in particular love to reach out and help a veteran, if anything, just to say thanks for your service. So keep that in mind. And just to circle back on I think, you know, one of the biggest benefits if you're moving here is, you know, your biggest expense is of course going to be buying real estate or buying your home, and that VA loan is really an incredible product that helps, you know, take care of the veterans. It's 100% financing. If you've done one before, then you probably know a lot about it. It's going to allow you to avoid mortgage insurance, which can save you hundreds of dollars a month just out of the gate. That's just going into the trash can, so you don't pay that. And it's going to allow you to get into a property with no money out of pocket, so you don't have to have a huge savings account. Now, some people who are already either on their second or third house that are coming to town, I highly recommend that we put you with one of our lenders that's really versed in the VA, because we do find some clients actually get a better deal by not using their VA, because there is a funding fee involved, which allows you to come to the table. It's kind of their insurance policy with no money down. But depending on how much, if you have money, you're coming from another house, you sold it and you had a lot of equity and you are putting a big chunk down, sometimes it's actually more cost effective to not use your VA and just go conventional financing. So we'll run it both ways and answer questions back and forth on that. But just know that that's an option. You don't have to use your VA. You can use your VA for an investment property. So that's another great tool. If you're coming in with a lot of equity from another property, put it down, you go conventional on this house, but you want to set up set up a retirement account or invest in some real estate. The Midwest has some of the best real estate to invest in the country. We've got people, this last couple of years, we have had an influx of California investors that are coming in because they can trade one door over there for, you know, 2, 3, maybe even more doors here in the Midwest. So it's, for what you can get, that 1% rule that a lot of investors are going for, you can achieve that here. So anyway, just keep that in mind. If you're putting some money down and you want to go conventional because it's a better deal in the long run, then you still get your VA loan available to do 100% financing on a investment property. So I don't know, that sounds pretty good to me. I think that's probably what I would do if it was me. So anyway, I hope you found this video informative. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any questions or if there's something that I missed that you think is important if you already live here, let us know how we can help you. And again, just click on that bell, hit the subscribe. If you got some use out of the video, please hit like so it helps it get out to more people, so hopefully they can get some useful information out of this. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.